Welcome to Racing to Win. We've got a big 10-race card coming up at Sha Tin on Sunday afternoon here in Hong Kong. And we're also complementing that by two big races from Korea, where Hong Kong will be well represented. And we'll touch on that a little bit later on in the program. We've got plenty to get through, Tom, with, of course, the all-weather racing kicking off as well. Yeah, some good races on the all-weather, particularly later on in the card. Some nice races there. And, of course, Brett, you mentioning that Hong Kong horses head across to Korea and do battle there in the Korea Cup and the Korea Sprint with Ugly Warrior and Glorious Artist. Vincent Ho riding both of those two. But the local horses and probably the American horses look to be the toughest to beat. Yeah, it does look strong opposition over there, no doubt about that. We wish all concerned, and obviously Vincent Ho will be heading over to ride both. Paul, what about the jackpot scenario on Sunday? Just the one, Brett. We've got the 6-up win bonus of $1 million going into that one, so a little bit of money starting off, and that's a bumper card. Obviously, we've got those two extra races, and something you know pretty well, Brett, the beach races. You know, you're a beach man, and it's pretty sandy over there in Korea. Yeah, most people try and push me back in when I'm on the beach, Paul. But yeah, no, the dirt racing, there's some quality races, 4 in total on the 10-race card. So plenty to look through, plenty of trials as well. There's one race where there's 7 horses that have won a trial leading into the contest on Sunday. The withdrawals, firstly, there's just the one, and it's race 4, number 4, General Castledale, who was a debutant. He's been replaced by Farm Bumper, and Derek Lung will take the ride. So that is the Tunghua Group of Hospitals Challenge Cup. That's our cup race on the card. As you can see by the graphic there, 6 on the turf, on the C position, 4 on the all-weather. Both tracks at this point rated good. We're expecting sunny conditions, touch wood, on Sunday in Hong Kong. Here's the lineup for the first. It's Class 5 on the dirt, 1,200 metres, and Corre Rapido, Supreme Witness, Winner's Brother Dating, over the page to King Mortar, all dropping in class. Run Moochie, the lowest rated galloper in this race, off a rating of 25, but he was second in a recent trial. If we take a look at the Chunfa runners, and lots of them right throughout the card. Supreme Witness, Winner's Brother Dating, Fire and Gold, and Mutual Joy also been up at Chunfa. He won a trial up there recently too, Paul O'Sullivan. Here's the speed. Corre Rapido, if he steps, does he find the front? I think he does. He's back here in a grade that's certainly winnable for him. His last 2 wins came grade, course and distance, so he should be able to find the front. You've got Run Moochie to settle just behind them. Supreme Witness, he's a horse that can roll forward. He won't be far from the speed, and neither will Fortune Happiness and King Mortar. Horse has come up early favourite is Fortune Happiness. Joe Morero will take them out. Now the blinkers go on, and you can see him wearing them in this gallop. He's only had one start in the grade. He did finish place at the back end of last season. And the horse goes nicely, so he seems to have summered well and moves nicely. Next one here is Exponents. Another one who's got a pretty good turn of foot. He's a couple-time winner here in this grade. Blake Sin trying to get off the mark here in Hong Kong. He was pretty close on his first day riding, and he's riding Exponents. And the last one we're going to look at here is Run Moochie. As Brett said, he ran it pretty well in a trial recently. Now the blinkers will come off him, a visor will go on, barrier number 5. So he should get a nice run, and you can see him just going away from his stablemate there. Yeah, so Class 5 on the dirt. Let's focus firstly on the horse that Paul highlighted as being the early favourite in Fortune Happiness. Blinker's first time. He has had 4 starts on the all-weather in the past. One of those was his last outing, when third behind Wei Fung Charmer. Yeah, interesting. We always take a double look when blinkers go on horses for the first time. Joe Morero also aboard. He's got the mount here, barrier 1. And so I think he's a chance. I think he's definitely a major player, and punters have made him early favourite. But Wei Fung Charmer, Star Superior's a decent horse. He ran second there, and he battled away well on the rail. I think the blinkers will be a big assist. Joe Morero going on board. We saw a glimpse of that form there in Class 5 last start, so he should be ready to go. Exponents is a horse that does have a good turn of acceleration. When you're in Class 5, there's not too many that can boast that factor. No, there's not, and he's got a good record on this sort of surface, a couple, or at least one win anyway, and a couple of minor placings. There's plenty of stars that align here. We know Me Choice record with horse on the all-weather. This was on the turf at Happy Valley. You can see him coming home quite nicely over the concluding stages. We've got a trial to show you shortly of what he was able to do at a trial behind Corre Rapido and Run Moochie, but he's another horse that looks ready to go. Yeah, let's take a look at the lead-up trial that Tom's referring to. Corre Rapido, Paul, we know last season he got his act together and he was quite successful over this course and distance. Exponents we've touched on, capable. Run Mooch, he's been a horse that's often trialled well, but hasn't done much on race days.
He won 2 in a row when he was back in Class 5. He went up to Class 4 and wasn't that competitive there, but now back down in Class 5, it looks a good race for him. Zach Purton aboard, and Exponents as well. Now, he's won twice in this grade off 28 and 20, so both these horses have done well on this grade before, so I think they're both big chances.
All right, and one other runner of interest would probably, I think it's fair to say, be the runner from Tony Cruz's yard. What a fabulous start by Tony. 8 runners on opening day, 3 winners, a second, a third. Supreme Witness drops into this class for the 4th time. He's won 2 in this grade in the past, but never on the surface.
Yeah, as you say, he's never run on the all-weather before. Now, his last win was off 40. He's rated 39, so he's quite well rated. He's a big horse, though. He's 12.79 pounds at the moment, and he's put on 20 pounds to get up to that weight as well. So I don't know if he's totally tuned up, but he's an interesting runner from barrier 10.
Yeah.
First time on the all-weather as well.
And his wins have been 1,400. 1,400 just allows him to build a bit and gather a bit of speed down that back stretch, where the 1,200 on the dirt's going to be a real dash. I think there's a chance he might get caught wide if he can't cross, which I see as the foreseeable situation unfolding. Paul, Class 5.
Class 5 dirt race. I'm going to go with the Exponents. The horse has got a good turn of foot, and he has won a couple of times in this grade before. Coro Rapido, if they leave him alone, he is a hard horse to get past. He is a 7-year-old now, though. Catch me if you can. Fortune Happiness with that gear change, I think it's very important. I think he's a good chance. So those 3, I think, really stand out for me, 6, 1 and 2. I'm going to put King Mortar in now. He's a Class 3 winner. He's won off a rating of 69. He's down to 34. He didn't look good last season. I think he's summered well, though, and he's well rated. His work hasn't been too bad. So it could be a little bit of one at a price. And saying that, he's only 11 to 1. 6, 1, 2 and 8 for me.
Very similar numbers for me, but I decided to opt with Coro Rapido for Zach Purton and Richard Gibson off the back of that recent trial back in this grade, where he's been able to get a couple of wins in his career that going back to March and April of last season. So 1 on top to beat, 2 Fortune Happiness, 6 Exponents, and I'll throw in Supreme Witness, his first time on the all-weather surface. 1, 2, 6 and 3.
Yeah, I had the same type of trio, trifecta tierce there, with the 1, 2, 6, the main numbers to work around.